Hi, welcome to Mic Drop, where I'm going to help you ace your next audition. All right, today I want to talk about the idea of voice color. And I don't know if that's something you already know about, but let me just explain it by doing a few demonstrations. We have a difference between having a bright voice and a dark voice, and then there's everything kind of in between. Let's take a common folk song I personally like. It's called Michael Row the Boat Ashore. Obviously, my name is Mike. So if you sing that with a dark voice color, it's going to be kind of in the back of your throat here. It's going to be kind of a swallowed sound. So I'm going to sound like Michael Row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. It's kind of that, it's a little bit more kind of an operatic sound where it's very dark. It's you feel the sound here kind of in the back of your throat, or kind of a swallowed. Oh, Michael row. That's a dark sound. And if you're doing, say, like a Broadway audition, it's probably not what you're going for. A lot of Broadway music and definitely a lot of like pop music, current music doesn't use that dark sound. You might hear it more with classical music, depending on the singer. Then we have the other extreme, which is a really, really bright sound. And I always like to point to the classic Wizard of Oz and the Lollipop Guild. If you haven't seen it, it's the Munchkins, and they sing with a very, very bright sound. It's kind of like you're trying to be a kazoo. You feel it right here in the front of your face. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. I'm not going to subject you to the rest of that. But it's very bright. It's right up here in the front. And that's also usually not what you're going for, unless you're trying to do a silly voice, and that's how you do it. Go ahead. But usually what we want is something in between, where it combines the light and the dark into something that is a little more approachable. So if I start from the back and I sing it very dark, then I bring it forward a little bit. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. That's kind of in the middle here. It's not all the way back on the throat, but it's kind of Michael row the boat ashore. It's kind of in the middle, so it's a little bit lighter, but it's not all the way to Michael. So I'm going to take it even a little step further and kind of get it more in sort of the mask of my face without going all the way super nasally to my nose. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Ooh, I really like that sound. It's pretty forward, so there's a lot of kind of resonance to it, but it's not all the way forward in my nose. It's forward enough where it's kind of in the mask of your face, where it's a good combination of light and dark. So if you're talking about visual arts, they have the idea of chiaroscuro, light and dark combined makes something really interesting. And the same way with your voice, light and dark combined is often a really good way to go. So you sing, Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. And that's a sound that you often hear, say, in Broadway. For pop artists or some other modern music, you might even hear a little bit brighter. And a lot of that brightness comes too from kind of having spread vowels. But I would say evaluate your voice. See, where do you usually sing? Are you back here? Are you up? You're probably not all the way up in the front, right? But where are you in that spectrum? And could bringing your voice forward, bringing the color of your voice more towards a brighter sound be good for you? Or if it's too bright, do you need to rein it back a little bit? That's something to experiment with. And when I say this, a lot of it has to do with where you feel the voice resonating. And that's something you have to kind of play with a little bit within your own voice.
Like when I sing like this, I feel the sound back here, kind of in my throat.
But if I sing like this, I feel it up in my nose.
But when I sing like this, I feel it right here in the front of my face.
Yeah, sometimes just even talking in different ways and feeling, okay, where do I feel the most vibrations? And what kind of sound am I getting? Is it a dark sound or a brighter sound? So I encourage you to look at your own voice and take an inventory and see where you might want to go with it. You might also want to change your voice color depending on the song that you're singing. I mean, even on Broadway, if I'm singing Old Man River, I'm going to be a little bit more Old Man River. That's okay to sing it a little darker. But if I'm singing Bring Him Home from Les Mis, I'm going God on high. I want a brighter, more forward sound. That I want to sing God on high. Yeah, that would sound a little silly. So, it's just something to think about. What's the color of your voice? Where do you want it to go? And what's the right color for the song that you're singing? All right, now go out there, drop the mic.